stacks, Jane found the 3 editions of the poetry manuscript and carefully brought them to the table in the center of the room. This workstation was always a mess. Today, someone had left behind a huge brass microscope and 5 stacks of papers other staff members were in the middle of cataloging. Would it kill them to put their work away at night? It was almost as if they enjoyed torturing her, she who put stock in neatness. She had her mother to blame for that trait, she supposed. "Neatness begets order," she would say, staring into Jane and Sophia's bedroom and shaking her head at the chaos. Always Sophia's, never Jane's. Sighing loudly, though no one was around to hear her, Jane shook her head and gently cleared a space. The addition at the top of her own stack was nothing more than simple text on parchment. Jane's studies in Greek and Latin weren't very helpful with this language, nor was her experience studying Irish mythology, but happily she spoke decent Spanish and could therefore muddle out most of what was written. Most. Some of the lines were in a dialect spoken by African slaves, and she had no idea what was being said. A tiny, ungrateful part of her wished once again that she'd nabbed that position at the library of Trinity College in Dublin, where the Book of Leinster resided. She'd written her thesis comparing the manuscript's version of the Old Irish cattle raid of Cooley with the Iliad. But of course, she was just starting out on this bookish career. Maybe someday she'd get the chance to fully immerse herself into Irish mythology and slake her ever-present thirst for more knowledge about the great books of that culture. Lining up the 3 editions of the Latin American poems side by side, she studied them for visual differences, looking for an extra paragraph or an obvious additional page. When she picked up the 4th page of the 1st edition, a strange hum vibrated through her fingers. Her head began to swim, and something about the feeling was oddly familiar, comforting. Then the spots started. She yanked her hand away from the parchment. Oh no, not now. She had too much to do to be felled. Her ocular migraines were rare, but bothersome enough to ruin her for a few hours. The black spots morphed into spinning green circles, then combined into a river of stars that felt like it flowed from her neck, down her arms to the tips of her fingers. As her doctor recommended, she did her square breathing through the episode until the circles and stars stopped spinning, then popped a tablet of ergotamine under her tongue. She always had a pack in her pocket, just in case. Within moments, the headache began to recede. Okay. She'd had these weird migraines as long as she could remember, but seeing shapes was something new. A chill traveled down her back as she curled her tingling fingers. As quickly as the headache had come on, it was now gone, leaving behind only a faint echo of pain. Might be time to go for that drink, Jane. She set the poetry back in its place, ready for the morning, then gathered her things and left the library. The headlights coming down the road wouldn't let her stop thinking about those strange circles and stars. It had to be a migraine thing, but she should check with her doctor tomorrow, just in case something else was going on. "Hey!" Sophia spotted Jane hurrying down the street and started to wave. At the door to the bar, Sophia hugged her, then pulled back and studied her face. "You look worn out." "Nice to see you, too." Jane followed Sophia inside, and they found spots at the bar. "No, you're gorgeous, as always, but you look pale." Something was definitely off, but Jane didn't want to bring it up. Sophia would freak out. "I'm just a little tired. Headache earlier. It's all good. How was your day?" "You know." Jane did know. Today was the anniversary of their parents' death, hence dinner. No matter what city they'd moved to recently, no matter what demands on their personal lives, Jane and Sophia always celebrated the sad anniversary the same way, a dinner full of remembrances. As they grew older, dinner was thankfully accompanied by drinks. The dirtiest of martinis for Jane,